O'clock. Call the meeting to order. Hannah, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Nobles,
Here.
Ms. Bud,
Here.
now,
Here.
Mr. Tucker, Mr. Folden, Mr. Fogel,
Here.
Mr. Paul.
Here. I note that a quorum is present, just for the record, a quorum is for being present at the meeting, so we do that, so we do have a quorum. So before we dig into the meat of the meeting, we do have a special presentation this evening. David Vesnanis served as our air traffic controller manager starting in 2013 and retired a few weeks ago after 13 years of service at the Boca Raton Airport. So on behalf of the Boca Raton Airport and our tenants, we'd like to present him with a plaque to thank him for his years of dedication to the safety of Boca Raton Airport and the surrounding airspace. Great part. Okay, we. Yeah, okay, no problem. I'd like to ask David to come up to the podium to receive the plaque and maybe say a few words. I know he has some special guests with him as well this evening, and David, maybe you'd like to introduce those. But David, again, thank you on behalf of the board and the staff of the Airport Authority. We worked there. We get a picture. Yeah, Mr. Chair, yeah. Sure. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, 3. Larry, you want to join for one? Come on. Here, get the help. Thank you.
Just like to say thank you very much. It's been a fun-filled, very challenging at times. I had the fortune of being here during the previous administration. The new administration, breath of fresh air, was fantastic to work with. The fact that you organized this speaks volumes. And I genuinely appreciate it. You, your staff, the board members that have been here for a while. You know me, I know you. And it's been a pleasure working here. I'm glad that I've been able to provide the service that I had. But now it's time to enjoy what I've worked so hard for. My wife Christine is here. I was informed this morning that as of today, she has 29 work days left until she. Seated behind Christine is my mom. And she had expressed how proud she is and lucky she feels that she's able to witness my retirement. Because she was there when I started my paper route. 12 years old. So, and I've been working pretty much ever since. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, David, and good luck with your next chapter.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
For yourself. So, we thought we might have a couple of our scholarship recipients here, but they are
not. But we will invite them maybe throughout the year when they are in town. There were 2 scholarship recipients. One is a young lady. Her name is Sarah Farber, a graduate of West Boca Raton Community High School, and she'll be attending University of North Dakota, majoring in air traffic management in the fall. And the young gentleman is William Sherwood. He's a graduate of Boynton Beach Community High School, and he will be attending Embry-Riddle and majoring in aerospace engineering. He received both the Boca Raton Airport Scholarship and the Kennedy Day Scholarship. And Sarah Farber received the Boca Raton Airport Authority Scholarship.
And Clara and Mitch as well were at the ceremony that was it this? just
It was this past
past
Saturday at Lit University. It was a beautiful event. It's always one of my favorite events of the year.
Thank you. Okay, on to the meat of the meeting here. Approval of the minutes for the May 20th regular board meeting.
So
Second. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda changes, item 3. Clara, are there any agenda changes?
There are none this evening.
Item 4, election of officers. Amy is going to overview the bylaws and what we need to do with respect to officer election or re-election.
Good evening, everyone. So under section 3.03 of your bylaws, you are to elect a chair, a vice chair, a secretary treasurer on an annual basis. Position can be held for 2 consecutive years. My understanding is that the people who are sitting in each of the positions have served for 1 year and are eligible for serving that additional year if nominated. The process by which nominations occurs, one of the available processes under Robert's Rules of Order, and that is you open the floor to accept nominations, starting with the chair, then moving on to the vice chair, then moving on to the secretary treasurer position. When you receive a nomination, you can take a voice vote, and if it fails, you can solicit other nominations until you get a majority vote. I
Just for the record, aside from myself as chair, Jim is secretary treasurer, and Mitch is vice chair.
Cheryl.
Or Cheryl is vice chair, so I will ask if there is a nomination for chair.
I nominate Randy Jr. for another year. I'll second that.
Do we have a motion to approve? I'll signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any discussion? Any further nominations? Okay, I'll accept being reelected as chair, thank you. Vice chair. There a nomination for vice chair? Nominate Cheryl.
I'll second that.
Discussion or other nominations? All in favor of Cheryl serving again as vice chair, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Third, secretary treasurer. Is there a motion for secretary treasurer?
Yes, I nominate Jim now.
For the record, Amy, is Cheryl able to do that, or does she need to be in attendance?
their nominations need to be from someone that's in attendance.
All right,
I nominate Jim now.
okay. Second. Okay, are there any other nominations or discussion? If not, all in favor of Jim for continuing as secretary treasurer, signify by saying aye.
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 She carries. Okay. Thank you.
Chair, student scholarship recipient is here, if you would like to invite him up now.
Okay, sure,
William,
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
Nice to meet you all.
You wanna come up to the podium and say a few words?
Welcome, we're a very informal group here, so if you just wanna tell us a little bit about your background and what you have hoped to accomplish in your career. Education.
My name is William Sherwood. I recently graduated from Boynton Beach Community High School in Boynton Beach through the Boynton Aerospace Science Academy, and recently got accepted into Embry-Riddle to pursue a master's in aerospace engineering. and going through the George Snow Scholarship, recently got accepted, and I did get accepted to the Boca Raton Airport Authority Scholarship, which I would deeply thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to go to college and fulfill my dream. My life began as a military brat with my father, William Sherwood, back there, sharing the same name, in the Air Force. So, so for my entire life, I was surrounded by aircraft, and for as long as I can remember, wanted to do something, whether it be piloting, engineering, aerospace science, something with aircraft. And recently I figured and narrowed it down to I want to be an aerospace engineer at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, as my father attended Embry-Riddle for 2 years before going into the Air Force after 9/11. Faced many hardships, didn't have friends for the majority of my life, thanks to being a military brat, but I found comfort in aircraft. And I hope that with your scholarship, I'll be able to fulfill your expectations for me, that I'll be able to go to my goals, get this master's, maybe even a PhD in aerospace engineering, maybe come work for you guys or Gulfstream. Recently had an opportunity to have an internship with Gulfstream. However, I declined due to other reasons. Yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate the opportunity, and I hope to fulfill my destiny. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck to you, and you did a very nice job speaking up there as well, which is very important.
Very nice. Yeah.
You're welcome to stay through the meeting if you'd like.
You want a picture or the?
Sure.
Yeah, he said, well, come on, Dad. Air Force guy, you get it back.
Bye-bye.
I get it now, come on. You gotta represent your. I'm an Air Force guy.
Come on, get us here.
Thank you, Air Force.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
We'd like to be proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, for service. Thank you. Congratulations.
We need more kids like you.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah, thanks for your
Super job.
Thank you for your service.
Okay, where are we? Public requests. If any member of the public wishes to provide a comment on any item, the time to do so is now. Please complete a public comment card identifying the item on which you wish to be heard. Right, provide it to Ms. Nevada. The public comment cards are located at the back of the room. Each member of the public wishing to comment will be provided with 5 minutes to do so. The chair reserves the right to move the public comment opportunity on a specific agenda item to the point in the agenda when that item is to be considered, and or to extend the allotted time per speaker. Hannah, are there any public requests? Thank you. Consent agenda, we have no items tonight on the consent agenda. Item 7, federal, state, and municipal input. Clara, is there any input?
There's some.
Financial report, the May 2026 financial report. Mr. Now, are you going to introduce this?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you have in your packet the May financial report. Richard Gerza did send me the detailed report that underpinned that. And I would note we're 2/3 through our fiscal year. And there are about the same issues in terms of the variances that we've reported in the past. Robert will describe those again, but we do see them starting to narrow a little bit, which is always good. And I would want to report just quickly that we're starting the budget process for the next fiscal year. And we should be bringing that to the board in the next couple of months or so. So with that, I'll turn over to Robert M.
Thank you, Mr. Now. Before you use the financial report through May 31st, 2026. Total operating revenues are approximately 6 million, and that's about 14.7% above budget. And that variance is primarily driven to higher than expected fuel prices for our fuel flowage fees. Total operating expenses are approximately 3.8 million, and that's about 8% below budget year to date. Some of the variances that we've seen for this one are office operating expenses, which are down about 60,000, and that's about 15.6%. And that's due to the timing of the RFP for our ERP services that we're almost finished with, and we'll hopefully bring you the agreement for that one in one of the upcoming board meetings here. Airport operations is also below budget by about 60,000, and that's primarily due to an airfield rubber removal restriping project that has not occurred as of this date. And the professional services are again under budget by approximately 138,000, and that's largely due to just lower legal expenses. So we have revenue of 6 million and our expenses are 3.8 million, and so our net income before depreciation is approximately 2.2 million. So on behalf of Airport Management and Secretary and Treasurer, we expectedly present the May financial report.
Is there a motion to approve this? So moved. Any discussions or questions for Rob or Jim? No, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Rob. Item 9, tenant reports and requests. There are none this evening. Item 10, executive director and staff reports. The operations and noise abatement report for the month of May. Lionel is going to present this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, Lionel Romero, Operation Coordinator. For you is the Operation and Noise Abatement Report for the month of May 2026. During the month of May 2026, there were 8,298 operations, which is a 25% increase from operation of May 2025. During the month of May, there was only one VIP TFR implemented over Mar-a-Lago. And during that TFR, we recorded about 211 aircraft operations. And compared to the TFR operation from May 2025, it's about 68% decrease. Yet a deliveries increased by 1% compared to May of 2025, and AFGAF deliveries decreased by 49% compared to May 2025. There were 6 households of filed noise concern in May of 2026, which was from the noise hotline and the online noise reporting form. During the month of May 2026, Customs had 171 aircraft clearings, which is a decrease from the 191 total clearing from May of 2025. And there was 2 vessels clearing for the month. These 171 aircraft arrived in 20 different countries. And there were 19 after-hours clearing for in the month. And May of 2026, the exhibition area received approximately 1,776 visitors. This concludes the operations report for the month of 2026. I will be happy to answer any question.
Questions? Yeah. Thank you, Lionel. Projects update. Travis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First one on the list here, the taxiway geometry enhancements and the holding build rehab. This will take multiple taxiway entrances to tenant areas and bring them up to current FAA standards, resurface them as well, widen them as much as possible, due to the land constraints we have here. That's kind of has to be a slight amendment to some design, but it's the biggest we can fit in there. And also rehab the runway 5 holding bay run-up area. It's just due to age and weathering, it's that time to rehab the asphalt on that, so it'll just be a mill and overlay. We're not increasing that. That is not, the size is not increasing. We're literally just milling up the existing asphalt, putting fresh pavement down, fresh striping, and that's it. So, but to do that into the runway, getting majority of the traffic, that part of the pavement just takes the most of use. So next one was recently completed, the electrical vault and rotating piece of beacon prelim analysis. This was just a siting study to see if that's one of the last areas of potentially leasable land we have. Would it be feasible, and what are the costs associated with relocating that building and beacon tower to another area that we already have to potentially free that up for leasable land. The siting analysis came up with about the best option is the existing land adjacent to our customs facility can fit the electrical vault if we do a kind of a prefab setup. And relocate the beacon to the roof of the control tower. Just do away with the pole entirely, and that would be just another area of grass that kind of like the stormwater ponds we build in there potentially generate some income for us. So dovetailing into that is now we're waiting on the task order to design the project to actually put it on paper. So when it's time to hopefully get some grant funding to construct, we already have everything on paper ready to go. The next one that was recently completed as well is the electrification master plan. This basically just took a holistic view of all of the electrical infrastructure for tenants, as well as ourselves, and existing grid infrastructure for FPL. And as the advanced air mobility potentially comes a thing, and all the electrifying things, as well as the increasing use of electric vehicles and ground service equipment, is the grid capable of supporting additional electric draw, and what upgrades might need to be put in the near future to support that. Next one in line, the underground utility mapping is basically we want to know exactly what we have hidden underground, and sometimes we get surprised when we do construction projects digging. So this would be basically mapping every inch of surface that we can get, and hopefully have at least a map of what we have. We know what we put in, we know what been put in as of the last 15, 20 years, but even when excavating for the observation area, we found old light cans for that's a runway leading to the stadium. So sometimes you get surprised.
At the Air Force?
When this Air Base, World War II circa runway light cans. So
They'll have good as-built, so.
yes, so that's hopefully minimize any surprises in future construction projects. Yeah, like anything. Next one, our air traffic control tower rehab. We were recently informed by the FAA that we were on the grant list for the federal contract tower monies. So we are working with one of our consultants to put together a project and hopefully get it on the street here very soon for bid to utilize this grant money. So this would be the windows, touching the major portions, new roof, windows, exterior painting, fire suppression system upgrades, plus a hodgepodge of little ancillary stuff, doors, things of that nature. Next one, vertiport study is basically, as touched on a minute ago, as AAM starts to become a thing, is where can we best potentially accommodate one? What mixed use with the current airspace, what airspace might look like as these kind of integrate FAA style for air traffic control, and also just land use. That was the study within do the most effective location with the least impact of other air traffic. And last but not least, we also have Atlantic with us here, but just a construction update for the Atlantic project. Hangars 6 and 7 have completely been occupied now with tenants, and they're 100% built out. The demolition of Hangar 1 is complete. I'm sure anybody driving over the overpass there, Spanish River, has noticed the gap that you can actually see the airfield now. As well as the apron area and adjacent to Lynn University has all been completely milled up and is currently awaiting asphalt, which we expect probably sometime in the next week or so to actually go down. So weather permitting. The terminal building doesn't have HVAC running yet, but everything's in place. They actually, just in a meeting earlier today, they said they had 10 inspections from the city that were all passed today, so they can start closing ceilings up and doing interior fitments now that some of the infrastructure doesn't need to be looked at anymore for permitting. So that's hopefully going to be wrapping up here late summer if all goes well. Start occupying that building again, and I believe if all goes well, dovetail on another. We got a couple aerial shots of the ramp this morning. As we're watching this, one of the projects that didn't make it on the memo, but because we didn't know certification wise. Thanks to the heavy lifting to Mr. Pratt here, we are now FAA certified drone operators for on the air. As of this week, we got official certification letter. So we figured we figured we'd put it to good use. Yeah, give a couple area shots this morning. So that's cool. That's the ramp area. That's where Hangar 1 was. That's where the foundation excavation is currently underway. Underground utility moving, things like that before concrete pours. So. We're still getting the hang of the thing, and there might be a little choppy every now and then, but It's coming along.
It's NFL telecast quality, it's like.
Well, actually, we found out that it has one more setting. It's better than that.
Okay. Wow.
But then that's the terminal building with fresh paint.
What happened to our big building?
That was a contract provision in the lease.
I know. I mean, anything but.
To be painted,
Yeah.
not.
But,
That's great.
airside entrance there, and they just put storefront doors up the other day, and then as we slowly zoom in to get the new signage up there.
Very nice.
So,
That's great.
so we're still experimenting with our little drone, but it's I think it'll be good.
This
This is a piece of equipment that you approved in the current year budget, and Brad and Hannah and Lynette and Travis have been doing a great job of learning to use it and getting the appropriate certifications. I think we have 3 drone pilots, right?
Right.
Lawrence, Pratt, and.
Lawrence too.
Yeah, yeah.
2 more in the works.
And 2 more in the works, as you can see, they've done a tremendous job in learning to use it and also getting the appropriate authorizations from FAA and our traffic control tower to be fully proficient in it.
We also got a waiver from Homeland Security because there's currently a flight restriction over this area for the FIFA, for the World Cup, but they approved us as same as the first responders, so we're authorized to fly anywhere the FAA authorizes. So,
And how do you integrate that with the air traffic and
we're just required to contact them before we take off and tell them what area we're operating in. Our agreement with the FAA has sections of the airport broken out, so if we're east of the runway, west of the runway, tenant areas, and we cannot be over the runway with it open or movement area. So when we do construction projects, like when we plan on utilizing this thing before, during, and after shots, while we're still closed down every night, when we open up in the morning, the taxiway project, get a nice little overview of things or any other upcoming projects.
It'll be a great resource too for us for inspecting facilities, inspecting rooftops, the tower. So things that now either we have to use a scissor lift for or rent equipment or whatever to visually inspect. This will allow us to do that very efficiently and safely. Yes, absolutely.
Plan on using them for runway markings as well, because you can program the exact same flight, so there's no operator error. Look at you know it takes off and lands in spot A, spot B, it'll fly the exact same route every time, every altitude, every speed, so you can get if it's monthly or quarterly, or kind of build a time lapse of, survey of what pavement looks like, what parkings look like, lights, that type of thing,
So it'll be a very useful tool, I think, for our team.
and fun.
I can grab it if you want to see it.
Fly it in.
We need a way.
So while we're waiting on that, just, for the record, I'd like to commend Clara and the entire staff as I listen to these projects. I mean, some of them are maintenance things like the re-asphalt, but so many are either upgrading, like the electrical grid, or something totally new like vertiport. And I think it's like all this stuff is what's keeping us like cutting edge and state of the art. And so thank you to staff for just, managing this, pushing things
It's the
forward.
team. Thank you so much.
Oh, water confident, huh? Beautiful.
Wow, pretty cool.
Where do you hang your bonnet from?
Yeah.
Just
We're gonna see about weed whacking and pressure washing, but there you go. So what was the price tag on that? I know we approved it.
This all-in was around 12,000.
Good.
Everything, yep.
That's a real commercial drone.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is what all of the police departments and first responders are using for first response right now.
In the area.
And Travis and the team did training with PD and FAU as well over in Sugar Sand.
We've been met with the FAU PD, who has multiples of these in use on campus, and Boca PD, who has multiples of those that they deploy with a full drone team. Did joint training Sugar Sand Park, and also from the manufacturer, Robert and I recently went out before we had the authorization to fly on airport. Went out to West County Park because it was wide open and you can go the full 400 feet altitude without interfering with air traffic, and dropped the tailgate on the truck, set up a tent, and spent half a day just learning how to operate everything and all that.
Very cool.
All the different options and gadgets that can be produced with that thing. So
And you called that work.
I've had rougher days in the office, yeah.
Could have used it when
Don't-
that
don't-
repairs,
Filming
right?
jet skiers, in the lake out there.
Okay.
So,
All right, thank you, Travis. Ten, C, Boca Raton Airport Authority fee schedule, Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Every time this year, around June or July, we bring you the fee schedule to approve, so we can prepare for budget coming up in August. Again, this year, as in the several years recently passed, we are suggesting no changes. We are still evaluating the customs fees vis-a-vis the operational hours changes and any possibility of extending hours or giving some hours back. So if we do decide to go that direction, we may come back with an amendment down the road, but right now we're recommending no changes, so we recommend approval of resolution 0616-26, approving the Boca Raton Airport Authority fee schedule.
So move. Second. All in, any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. 10D, request to approve the public transportation grant agreement for the financial project with Florida DOT for underground utility mapping at the Boca Raton Airport. Travis, back to you.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. The aforementioned project in the updates here, the FDOT has been gracious enough to offer a grant for the underground utility mapping. The budget for this is $440,000, of which the FDOT has agreed to cover 80% for $352,000, with the airport on the hook for the remaining 20. This is also included in our fiscal year 26 budget. So airport management recommends the approval resolution 061726, authorizing PTGA with the state of Florida Department of Transportation.
Just for the record, you said the remaining 20, it's ours portion is gonna be bigger than that, right?
20%.
20%.
20%, oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Does that leave
20%?
80,000?
Yeah, got it, okay, all right. Motion to approve? Make the motion. Any questions or discussion of Travis?
I'm gonna talk about Travis or just.
Of Travis, all right.
Table Travis for next meeting.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carried. Item E, settle agreement with Shift Construction and Development Company. Clara.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As the board will recall, we completed some significant upgrades to this building a little over a year ago, including the movable walls, if you see here, rehabilitating some offices, adding some audiovisual equipment. The project did encounter some delays that, were suffered. As you recall, we had to go over to the research park for a few months more than anticipated. So the delays that were encountered resulted in some liquidated damages that we assessed against the contractor. The contractor had some claims of their own. We have reached a settlement agreement that we are recommending that the airport authority approve this evening. Because we're still finalizing some details, Ms. Petrick, I think you wanted to make an amendment to the recommendation.
Yes, so I've been in touch with the contractors council, and there are 3 items that we are finalizing language on, that relate to the timing of final waivers, and then one has to do with making the release mutual as to certain warranty items for the contractor. So we would ask that you give staff and the executive director permission to finalize that language and incorporate that into the resolution, so that we can complete this without having.
Do we need to approve the resolution and then approve Clara to be approved any amendments? Or is that 2 separate resolutions, or can that be incorporated in one resolution?
So the resolution right now says that you agree to settle in substantially the form of the settlement agreement attached to the resolution as Exhibit A. So if you can order tennis amend that simply to indicate subject to modification regarding the timing of the execution of waivers and making certain portions of the release reciprocal, then I think that's sufficient for us to execute a final version of the settlement. And then 3 authorizes the executive director and legal counsel to do those things necessary and prudent to effectuate your vote. And I think that the language is part of that.
So that's just one motion,
That's right.
okay.
What's outstanding? Now, you mentioned a few things, there was some items that have yet to be.
So, the, thing that they have asked for us to look at the language relate to, the final contractor's affidavit and the final release of lien, just making sure that our language is correct on that. And then, the airport providing a limited release for the contractor related to warranty items. Just want to make sure that we know what that is and that warranties have expired so that you're not releasing something that you want to hold on to, basically. But other than that, the settlement agreement, I think, is mutually acceptable and it's in substantial form. It's just that minor issue, the timing of the final release of lien and then the warranty.
So. The final affidavit and the piece of lien, those are pretty routine. Like, is there anything that would be of concern? I mean, it's the form that's been used.
There's nothing.
I think it's more of a timing issue.
Timing issue.
Yeah.
When they
we
deliver
receive
it.
those.
Well, they certainly should not be delivering it after we pay them. Right?
No, it's before we provide them with the additional permitting fees that are called for
Oh,
under this. It says, and I just as we're talking, received the red lines from the council. And what is different in that they've suggested is that they're going to provide within 10 days after the receipt of as-bills, the waiver of lien from subcontractors who will send a notice to owner to BRAA or contractor and a final contractor's affidavit from. So that is just a timing issue about when we release the permit fees versus when we get the items that we've asked for. And then again, there's only I have to look at the language that is put in here for the release of warranty items. And make sure that I think that's what you need. You don't want to say more than you need to, but I need to be able to.
There's, and they still have responsibility under warranties.
Well, that's what I need to look at because this is the first.
There are some manufacturer warranties that one would expect would continue beyond the 1 year, contractors warranty, which we're beyond, I think, most of those. But there may be some manufacturer warranties that we want to ensure that we preserve that are beyond the work that the contractor guarantees or warranties.
Okay.
So it would seem as I read this resolution that it really covers, it says, consider resolution authorizing the negotiation and execution of a settlement agreement. Should we add by the executive director with counsel from Amy to that? I mean, because that really covers what you're asking for, correct? The way the resolution is written.
All right, I'm sorry, you're asking if number 3 of the resolution is what I'm asking.
Well, what's in the, it says consider resolution number 6/18/26, Boca Raton Airport Authority, authorizing the negotiation and execution of a settlement agreement. So we're not approving the settlement agreement, we're authorizing the negotiation and execution. So
That's right. Yes. Yeah, so the only thing that I want to make clear, because typically in a resolution like this, if you say, I'm authorizing you to execute a settlement agreement in substantially the same form, that language has historically been interpreted by courts as you really can't make any substantive changes. And so that's why I'm putting on the record that there's a few red lines, one of which is making the release reciprocal, except for warranted items. And the other one is the timing of the final release of the affidavit as it relates to release the permitting fees, that we know that those two things are being negotiated. And we're asking you to give us the room to negotiate that and for us to be able to execute the settlement, those changes.
Okay. I guess what I'm saying is, do we need to put that? We need language for that, or can it be picked up from the discussion on, what we're authorizing beyond the approval of the resolution?
So if you can put that in your motion, then I think that gives you a coverage heading.
So I think I articulate that to approve the resolution as drafted and amended based on the commentary from council.
Good for that. Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Any further discussion or questions of Amy or Clara?
The other question I have is, this doesn't affect the dollar amount of the settlement that you've reached, the agreement you've reached here, and this will put the matter to rest and without litigation.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
You opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for your work on this. I know it's, these are one of these things that come up when we're in business of constructing things and, contractors. So, lastly, item 11, authority board members and requests. Do any board members have any other items they would wish to, discuss or bring before the board? Very special. Public comment, item 12. Hannah, is there any public comment?
There you go.
Okay. Any other business to come before the board? Item 14. The next meeting is scheduled for July 22nd, 2026 at 5 p.m. As well, we've all been notified of a special meeting on August 4th, 2026, that will deal with one issue. This is the timing, purely a timing thing. So there are no other questions or comments. We stand adjourned.